They say they want to take time out from the mudslinging, the one-line zingers, and the caustic attack ads to enjoy the holiday season. That's right. If you look at the latest 08 political ads, it's suddenly all about peace, love, and harmony. Yeah, right.
Are you about worn out of all the television commercials you've been seeing? Mostly about politics. I don't blame you.
This is the season of miracles, of faith and love.
In this holiday season, we're reminded that the things that unite us as a people are more powerful and enduring than anything that sets us apart.
And I really hope that all of the presidential candidates can just get along.
That's an insult to the president, and Mike Huckabee should apologize.
He's been talking a lot about, I'm going to fight the lobbyists and the special interests in Washington. Were you fighting for them when you were in the Senate?
How did running for president become a qualification to be president?
I think Mike was desperately hoping that we would get through this without people taking a close look at his positions and his record.
Couldn't we shut down the harsh rhetoric of politics for just a few days? And I think at this time, despicable tactics are the only thing they have left in their arsenal.
Too liberal on immigration? Too liberal on crime?
He's obviously in a very desperate position in his campaign.
I was with you right up until that last one.
Can't have everything.
Joining us now is columnist for Congressional Quarterly, Politics.com, Craig Crawford.
Hi.
Craig, good to see you. All right, so let me ask you, I mean, look, we see that this really doesn't seem to be entirely honest when they're saying, you know, let's stop the bickering, let's stop this and that. But do you think there's any chance that candidates who do any of the sort of negative attacks at this time of year could suffer politically?
I think it's getting close enough to the voting that it very well could, and I think some of them are backing off a bit. Obama's backed off from some of the harsh stuff he had been saying. Romney's the one who's still out there staying on the attack because he is in tough shape. He's not busting Huckabee's lead there in Iowa, so he's staying on it.
Does the holiday, I mean, honestly, does the fact that it is the holiday season mean anything? Does it change anything with regard to their strategy politically?
Well, it's a grand experiment because we've never seen this before where the voting is so soon, just 2 days after New Year's, and the candidates aren't sure what to do, so they're playing with these ads to see what kind of reaction it gets. They'll be in the field measuring the results, I'm sure, to see if it does create any kind of backlash among voters. But they don't have a choice. I mean, Christmas is falling 9 days before the first voting in this presidential campaign, so they can't afford to just take several days off like they used to in the past.
And you can actually take a look at the different candidates' Christmas and holiday messages, and you can kind of read in a little bit as to how their different holiday messages reflect their different positions, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, Huckabee has an ad which is a classic of what I call a positive negative, where you emphasize one thing about your candidate in hopes that it brings to mind something negative about your opponent, even though you don't say it directly. And so Huckabee's campaign is very focused on, I love Jesus more than Romney does. and that is sort of what his ad's trying to get across.
Here's a part of the Huckabee ad.
At this time of year, sometimes it's nice to pull aside from all of that and just remember that what really matters is the celebration of the birth of Christ.
I mean, he's talking about what really matters there, and look, a lot of people agree with him that is what really matters. The question I have, though, is whether he and his campaign have to change their tactics this time of year. It doesn't sound like, at least with regard to Huckabee, that he's doing that.
No, he's not, and I think that we will see as soon as Christmas, as soon as the packages, the packages are unwrapped and and everybody's gone back to exchange gifts the next day, it will all start just like it was before. This is going to be a very short window of peace, and there will be very little peace on Iowa's earth. I can tell you that.
Craig Crawford, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
All right.